All right. I think it's on. Hello. Welcome. We're back. And by that, I mean I still haven't edited the first video that I tried to make. So we're coming to you from the past. The royal we. My name is Simona, and here we are. I'm the same person, a different place. Currently, I'm sitting on the side of a tiny road in Switzerland. So there's some mountains right there. There's some really nice flowers. I don't know if you can see them. Look at this purple. Amazing. And today, I am going to go on a little walk and take you with me and maybe talk about some knitting while we're at it. So how's that sound? Yeah, let's freaking do it. I'm currently as I'm sitting here on the side of the road, absolutely terrified that people are listening to me. This is my mic. If it doesn't work, one day I'll buy one, I swear. I'm sure it's easy. I'm sure it's an easy thing to do. Use an actual mic instead of my phone. But anyway, what I'm wearing. I'm currently wearing the Cecile top, the Celine top. I'm not entirely sure, but it is a little tank top by Paula Strict. And it's actually really flippin' cold outside, so I'm going to be wearing a jacket for the rest of this because we are in June. Whether or not this video makes it to you in June, like I said, blast from the past over here. I hope you're doing great in the future that you're in. Anyway, this is the Celine or the Cecile top, and I knit it with Knitting for Olive pure silk in the color Dusty Petroleum Blue, or maybe Deep Petroleum Blue. And that color is going to make a little comeback for something else that we'll talk about at a later location after we've done a little bit of walking. So let's hope that the rain doesn't come. Let's hope that the sights are beautiful. Let's hope that we have a great time and don't fall off the edge of a cliff, because I am afraid of heights. Okay. I don't have a little balancy guy. Oh gosh, can you see up my nose? I don't have a little balancy guy. So this is gonna be bumpy. But that's where we're at. So I was just sitting right there. Literally right there. And now we're right here. So we haven't made it very far. Okay, gonna keep going. We're on a bridge now. Okay, we're back. It might be sounding like a river because there's a river right there. So we walked across that bridge, and I gave you some really poor footage of that. And now we're over here. We're not going onto that bridge, so just so you know. And I have inside, I won't move the camera. I was about to move the camera. Inside my little Joshua Tree tote bag that I stole from my mom. There, it says Joshua Tree on it. Inside my Joshua Tree tote bag, I have many things that I am keeping hidden from view because secrets. And one of them is no longer a secret. It is my singular finished object for today, which I cast on and then finished, as one does. I cast it on, I finished it. It was a little bit of a rapid fire, but it was just a fun little thing to do because I was getting bored with everything else I was working on. So let's quit talking and I'll show it to you. Sorry. Which is the front. It's the Holly bandana, also by Paula Strict. So 2 little Paula Strict patterns. I knit it with Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in deep petroleum blue. Same as the shirt that I'm wearing. I had it left over when I finished this top from last summer, and I decided to knit a bandana with it because it was warm out. It was warm out like last week, and so I was like, ugh, knitting a sweater, no thanks. I'll knit with 3mm needles and silk. And so here we are. We have it. And let's see. I've not tried it on. I feel like bandanas, like, I don't know how the cool girls do it. Like, I'm kind of old. I'm not that old, but, like, I'm a little bit old. And I feel like it gives, like, a little, like, in the camera, I'm looking at it. It's, like, kind of like Milk Maiden. Like, does it need to be looser? I don't know. How do you do it? Now I just look crazy. Okay. We'll figure it out, and we'll figure it out together how to wear bandanas. That's the goal of the summer. But it's in Knitting for Olive in deep petroleum blue. And this is a river, and that's way cooler than yarn, isn't it? Unless you don't like rivers, in which case yarn is cooler. So pick and you choose. But it's got these little flowers, this little lace. And it was really quick. It was really fun. You can wear it like this, I guess. I don't think I will. But you can. Maybe I'll just put it by my altar, you know? It was just the Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Cancer, and I did this little ritual where I cut an apple in half, but like not straightways, like sideways. And that's on my altar right now. I tied it up actually with some yarn because I cut it in half. I wrote some little manifestations. I stuck it in the middle of the, I should have it. I'll put a picture. I'll put a picture of it on here. So I wrote stuff down, cut the apple in half, put it together, and tied it up with Knitting for Olive yarn in some other color. Anyway, so maybe this will just adorn my altar. Or maybe it'll adorn my head. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we just walked up a hill. And now we're at this little arch guy. We're at this little arch guy. And the river is down there now. You might still be able to hear it. You might not be able to hear me. But here we are. Look at those adorable flowers down there. They're so cute. And then there's this giant mountain up there somewhere. Again, I can see nothing. So if you see nothing, we're in it together. Okay. Should we walk backwards through this thing? No, I'm gonna walk off the edge of the cliff. So I'm not gonna do that. But we're going through it. Pew! Pretty cool, huh? Okay, you are so precariously balanced and also so backlit, but we're gonna keep going with it. So the next thing I have to talk about is something I talked about last time, if there was a last time, and that is my Haw Creek pullover, which is all sorts of scrambled. My Haw Creek pullover, which is a pattern by Andrea Gaughan. And last time I talked with you about this. It was connected under the underarms, and I thought I was for sure gonna just have to frog it and pull it all out. And then I said, hold your horses, Simona, and just think for like 2 seconds. And instead of pulling it all out, what if you just unconnected under the armholes and then just knit it longer? Okay, people, I think I might have done it. I might have figured it out. It's just a sweater. This is the Haw Creek sweater. And I think my plan is to just knit it longer. I don't have to frog the whole thing, which is amazing news. Can you hear me? Because I'm so nervous about talking to a camera. Oh, look, here's Evan. But anyway, here's what it looks like. There's also a mountain behind me. Look at the mountain, but also look at the sweater. Well, you choose which one you look at. I've got my ramen noodles. I've got my protein bar that I'm eating. Looks fake. Look at that. Imagine me walking up there. I'm not going to. Oh, hard. But imagine walking up there. Anyway, I think if I just knit it longer, it'll actually fit. So that's what I did. Because I still don't think it's long enough. You can't really see. Well, maybe we're almost getting there, you know? Maybe I'm almost ready to connect under the armpits again. But the thing about this was that we had number of rows. That was what the pattern talked about, was the number of rows to knit and not actually the number of inches or centimeters. Inches if you're freaky, to knit, you know? So I had the number of rows, but it wasn't long enough. So maybe my road gauge was off, or maybe just my vibes were off, you know? That might have been the case. In any case, I've unconnected from the underarms, and now I'm knitting it again. And I don't know, you tell me, what's it saying in the back? Because I can't see it. What's it saying? Is it saying it's long enough to connect under the armholes? Am I ready to join in the round and start on the body? Are we ready to just be like, what? What is up there? How do I get up there? Has anyone ever been up there? Has anyone ever talked about a sweater while standing and looking at it? These are the mysteries of life, and I'm glad we're facing them together. Because that's pretty cool. So, wow. I almost fell. Not off the edge of the cliff, don't worry. You're literally embedded into the side of a hill right now. So this is the Haw Creek. I'm not quite tall enough to really show it to you. Knitted in, oh my gosh, I'm falling over. Oh my gosh, I'm falling over again. This is knit in Drops Alpaca in the color 2020, which I remember because that was a big year. You guys remember that? 2026, I'm not really comfortable with it already being 2026. Like, the passage of time is really something that gets to me, mainly because it goes really fast, right? It goes really fast. So here we are. Okay, let's keep walking. So I can tell myself that I trust Swiss engineering as many times as I want, but walking across this bridge is pretty spooky. I don't know if you saw, but we were really high up over a river. Like we are high up here. And now what else is there to do but talk about the meaning of life? Which is whatever you make it, really, is the meaning of life. But in the case of knitting, I've decided that life is simply too short to knit stuff you don't like or you don't feel like wearing. So, with that in mind, this is something I'm frogging. This is the Moonset Polo by Ozetta. Very nice pattern. I didn't wear it. Well, that's a lie. I did wear it. I wore it all the time because it was really warm and cozy. It's knit out of the recommended yarn, Letlopi, the Icelandic wool. Mega itchy. That's okay. Not too sensitive. But I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. And so I cast on the Roomy V-neck by Jules knits things on Instagram, I think it is. I cast on the Roomy V-neck. We're getting to the point at hand. I'm like really doing a loop-de-loop for you here, but we are going to get to the point. This is the Roomy V-neck, which I knit out of Letlopi from the yarn that I frogged from the Moonset Polo. And I really like this pattern. I think it's great. I don't have any V-neck sweaters, and I thought, you know what, this will be a fast knit. I can wear it while I'm in Switzerland. That was the point. I started frogging the polo. I started frogging it on the ferry over from Ireland. I live in Ireland, by the way. I hadn't said that. I started frogging it on the ferry over from Ireland to France, where then I drove from France to Switzerland, which is where I am now. I started frogging it, and then I started knitting this. I really like the pattern. I don't dig this yarn, you know? And so here's the point. Here's the point of life that I'm getting to, which is, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this. I want this sweater. I want to see if I want to wear it, but I'm not jazzed about it, you know? And like, I'm a slow knitter. The gauge is huge. Like, it shouldn't take me that long, but it's taking longer than I want it to. And I'd rather be knitting stuff that I'm super excited about. So I stopped. Maybe I'll start again. Maybe I will frog the rest of the sweater and give the yarn to somebody else. Or maybe I'll reknit the sleeves and give the sweater to somebody else. But I did offer the Ozetta, the polo. I offered it to a couple friends and they said they didn't want it. So I think it was user error in terms of how I knit it. Anyway, this bridge is sick. This bridge is so cool. My camera's about to die, and I want to knit this sweater but in a different yarn, and life is too short, and I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you. I mean, at this particular spot, we have like maybe one more stop. So, like one more stop, one more something or other to talk about, but yeah. Maybe I'll knit the Roomy V-neck in a yarn that I'm more excited about. But this one is just kind of blah. It's the black sheep color, which I love a black sheep, you know? They look great. They look great in their color. But I don't know if I'll finish this. So I hope you liked the bridge. It's pretty cool, huh? All right, bye! Okay, folks, thanks for joining today. We went on a walk. Be sure to check yourself for ticks. after you go on walks like this one that we went on, because, man, those suckers, they're no joke. I listened to a podcast about ticks once. There's like literally no reason that they're here, but they are, and they stick around, so careful out there. Thanks for joining. There was some good banter, some good chat about, you know, the meaning of life, about how cool mountains are, about some knitting, because why not? Because hobbies are the best, and I hope you're having an amazing day. And I picked you a bouquet, so let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Oh no, the dandelion. The dandelion of our bouquet is blowing away. But we've got this little pink guy. Love it. We've got this little white, like a mini daisy. Cute. We got this dandelion, which is already being released. So, whew, there it goes. There it goes. And another one that I squashed in my hand. Here's a purple one that I dropped. Look at that. Little purple guy. So here we are. We've got our flowers. And I'll be back soon. I hope you come back soon. Go drink some water. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna have an affogato tonight, let me tell ya. Coffee and ice cream together, somebody was really cooking when they made that idea. Okay, so thanks for being here. You can find me on Instagram. I have 2 posts. Maybe by the time I edit this, I'll have more, but maybe not, you know? Life's a mystery. And you can find me on Substack, where, gosh, come hang out with me on Substack. I write stuff. That's my jam. That's my thing. I love writing, and I love sharing stories and talking about everything else. You know, mountains, life, garbage. Like, there's a lot of garbage on there. So in terms of garbage thoughts, like, go over there if you wanna hear some of those. But anyway, come hang out with me on different places and drink some water. Yeah, you're killing it. You're sent from the divine. Us in this grass, on this rotating, spinning, flippin' rock in the middle of space that's got mountains and all kinds of things. You're killing it. You're doing absolutely great. Okay.